Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about how to break the cycle of misery. It can be about anything. It can be greed, jealousy, it can be sadness, it can be suffering. You're having a moment where you're angry, or you're having a moment where you're suffering. You take that suffering or that anger, you separate yourself from it, and you think about that as a concept, right? And then you go towards a concept that is completely contrary, right? So if you're suffering, you go towards pleasure, right? If you're sad, you try to chase happiness. If you're angry, you try to be, you try to compress that anger, you try to be more peaceful because you're angry and you shouldn't be angry. What happens is suppressing the feelings and trying to run away from that feeling is only empowering that feeling. So, if you're addicted to something, running away from that addiction is not actually helping you overcome that addiction. If you're sad and you're trying to pursue happiness, you won't be happy because you're trying to search for happiness in something external, and that is only empowering your sadness. Your sadness is kind of building up behind. If you're suffering and you're trying to chase pleasure, you will never escape the suffering that you're trying to run away from. It will always creep up as soon as the pleasure ends. And trying to find happiness in things by trying to distract yourself from that sadness, you won't ever feel happy consistently. You will have those fleeting moments of happiness and then you'll be miserable again. So, what is the answer? And why are we not able to break the cycle of misery by ourselves? And what essentially is unique about trying to go to someone, a psychologist or a therapist or a counselor or whatever? We aren't being with the feeling, right? We aren't accepting the feeling. And if we are trying to pursue something instead of inquire, we are going in the wrong track. Pursuit of an ideal will not help us solve the problem that is inside of us because the answer isn't outside. You can try to pursue happiness, but that won't lead to happiness. Self inquiry will. And this is something J. Krishnamurti talks about. You can pursue non violence as much as you want, but you will still be violent. The only way to resolve that violence and conflict within you is to be completely present with the feeling and uncover what all comes up when you think of that feeling. So there are a lot of moments in your past where you have felt angry or where you have felt sad, and every time that feeling shows up, those things come up, but you try to suppress them. But instead of suppressing them this time, try to let them come up and give them complete attention. And when you do give them attention, you understand where exactly those feelings did emerge and what your body wants you to pay attention to, what your body wants you to resolve. And every time you do make this self inquiry, there is growth there. So if something is triggering you, it is pointing you to something in yourself that you should resolve. As long as you're pursuing something outside of you, a concept, you won't be able to find the solution you're looking for. And this is why people go to psychologists or therapists, because they are giving you the attention that you aren't giving yourself. And by them giving you attention, you're able to uncover things about yourself that you can do for yourself too. Take yourself towards self inquiry, and when you are feeling something, be with that feeling and go to the place where the feeling is trying to take you. Every time you feel sad, you take that feeling and compound it over all the other times you have felt sad. This time you felt something different, so you cluster it with that sphere of sadness inside your mind, that yes, I'm feeling sad right now, or I'm feeling angry right now, or I'm feeling depressed, or I'm feeling jealous, or I'm feeling whatever, greedy. I'm suffering right now. So you have, labeled your feelings that this is suffering. And I remember it because in my childhood, there was a time when I was suffering. And I'll just put this feeling I'm having right now in that sphere and I'm gonna run away from it. But that sphere is not gonna go anywhere, right? The only way that sphere is going to disappear is if you sit with that sphere and give it complete attention. Accept that sphere is a part of you. And when you do that, you uncover things that you haven't learned from yourself. And by trying to learn those things, uh, you transcend the feeling. And that feeling disappears by itself. And then there is another feeling, and this way you understand yourself more and more and more, right? So I hope this video helped you. If it did, please leave a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you have a great day and a great life. Thank you so much. Take care.